Welcome, Vol fans, to week 3 of the football season, and your Volunteers are playing some really good football right now. Tennessee is 2-0, and they roll into week 3 a massive favorite over Kent State. Kent State is one of the worst FBS football teams in America, and Tennessee might be one of the best FBS football programs in America. Tennessee is definitely a top 10, maybe a top 5 team right now. Let's talk about this game. It's going to be September 14th, which that's this Saturday at 7:45 in Knoxville, Tennessee. And you can be assured that the starters will not play this whole game. You're going to probably see them kind of the same thing with Chattanooga, play to halftime, and then your reserves are going to get to play the third and fourth quarter. But anyway, Kent State's 0-2. They got the 123rd hardest schedule so far, so they've not even played a hard schedule, and they still, bless their hearts, they've struggled. Tennessee is 2-0. They've got the 27th hardest schedule, and they beat NC State 51-10 last week. Just a dominating win. Tennessee's looked so good so far. St. Francis is who Kent State lost to last week, and St. Francis is an FCS team that's not even ranked in the FCS. So Kent State's a bad football team. That's why Tennessee is favored by 49 points. And will Tennessee cover that massive spread? And I mean, obviously, I think Tennessee could cover a spread of 70 points if the starters play the whole game. But will Heupel play the starters the whole game? Well, that's no. But will the reserves do enough to cover that spread? You won't see Nico play in the third quarter of this game. You'll see him, same thing in Chattanooga. He'll play to halftime, and then they'll give it to the backup quarterbacks, and everybody else will play as well. So, players to watch in this game. Let's start with Kent State. Luke Floria. He is probably their best offensive player. He's got 12 receptions for 196 yards and 2 TDs. He's averaging like 16 yards a catch. As far as their defense is concerned, Mason Woods, their linebacker's got 14 tackles, so he's a nice little linebacker that they've got playing for them. Some notes on Kent State. Nick Saban played there, and Julian Edelman, Super Bowl winner for the New England Patriots, played at Kent State. But anyway, I hope those guys don't tune into this game, because this game's going to be ugly for Kent State. Tennessee, Dylan Sampson he leads that offense, and man, he's having a great start to the year. He leads the SEC in rushing with 256 yards so far, 5 TDs. Omari Thomas, he's got 4 tackles this year. He anchors that defensive line. That might be the best defensive line in the country. Nico Maliata, he's got 525 yards, 5 TDs, and 71 yards rushing so far this year. He had a couple picks in the last game. One really wasn't his fault. It's kind of a fluke thing. As he threw it, went up. But he's got to get that straightened up. But other than that, I couldn't be happier with him. Squirrel White, he's probably our best receiver. 4 receptions this year for 89 yards. And so those are some of the balls that I wanted to highlight to be watching in this game. Now, let's compare these two teams. Kent State's offense versus Tennessee's defense. Kent State's total offense is 126th in the country. They are averaging 246 yards a game. Tennessee's total defense is 6th. They are only giving up 185 yards a game. Scoring offense, Kent State's 104th. They're averaging 20.5 points a game. Tennessee's 10th. They're only giving up 6.5 points a game. Rushing offense, Kent State is 129th. They're only averaging 55 yards a game offensively on the ground. Tennessee's rush defense is 11th, only giving up 57 yards a game. And I mean, those numbers would be better. Chattanooga was able to get some rushing in their game. But, Tennessee limited NC State to 39 yards rushing last week. So Kent State, I don't know if they're going to have anything positive rushing at the end of this game. Their rushing actually might be in the negative at the end of this game. This is a big mismatch. Passing offense, Kent State's 96 to 192 yards a game. Tennessee's pass defense right now is 23rd for 129 yards. And that was the position that all Tennessee fans were worried about, the pass defense in the secondary. And the secondary so far, they've done pretty good. They limited NC State last week to 104 yards through the air. Did a really good job. Well, they get a lot of help from the front seven, right? The pressure, getting after the quarterback. But so far, so good. Tennessee's defense Kent State's defense versus the Tennessee offense. Kent State's defense, total defense, is 125th. They are giving up 486 yards a game. Tennessee total offense is 5th. They are averaging 589 yards. Not a good matchup for Kent State this week. Kent State's scoring defense is 125th. They're giving up 39 points a game. Tennessee scoring offense is 2nd. They are averaging 60 points a game. Rushing defense, Kent State's 115th, giving up 204 yards on the ground. Tennessee's rushing offense is 12th. They're averaging 277 yards on the ground. Kent State's pass defense is 120th. They're giving up 282 yards through the air. Tennessee is 20th right now, averaging 313 yards. So Tennessee has massive advantage in this game and every foreseeable thing you can break down on. And so it's going to get ugly. And I really believe that Tennessee will be up they'll probably cover the spread by halftime. I think Tennessee will have at least 49 points at halftime, and surely the reserves will score at least 2 or 3 touchdowns. Heupel will slow this game down. If you watch the UT Chattanooga, he does not try to embarrass these smaller teams, these smaller schools. So I do see him bringing Gaston Moore, Jake Merklinger, slowing the game down, running it more, and not letting it be 80 to 90 to nothing. But I think it's still going to be ugly. Turnover margin. Kent State is 57th. They're even in turnover margin, so they're not plus or minus this year in turnovers. Tennessee's 41st. They're +1 on turnovers. Penalties. Kent State, this is one good thing they do. They're 5th in penalties. They're only averaging 23 yards a game in penalties. Tennessee's 87th, 61 yards a game in penalties. Tennessee is averaging. Tennessee for the past, ever since really Heupel's been there, we've really been bad with penalties. I wish we could do a little bit better with penalties because we do have a lot of them, it seems like, every single game. So let's get to the prediction on this game, okay? This could be, if Josh Heupel wanted to, he could make this game 100-0 Tennessee. Obviously, he's not. He's going to pull the starters at halftime. But Tennessee is favored by 49 points in this game. So if you were betting on this game, I'm not telling anybody to bet, right? Because, but if you are going to bet on this game, I would definitely bet Tennessee to cover the 49 points. Tennessee will probably have that by halftime, and then the reserves for Tennessee are much better even than the Kent State starters. So Tennessee should cover this spread comfortably. Tennessee will get to the rest of their starters in the second half, and hopefully we're going to be injury-free and healthy and ready for Oklahoma the following week. So anyway, that is my prediction. Tennessee 62, Kent State 0. And I think Tennessee is going to be off to a great start, 3-0 in this college football season. Thank you very much.